The following program is produced by Laura K. Henderson, Michael Ray Helms, and Jen Hebben, under the direction of executive producer Laura K. Henderson and the board of All Ears Theater, with funding provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, David Isaacson, and BBP, Bear Backstage Productions. All Ears Theater.
During medieval times in Copenhagen, there lived a prince who had trouble finding a wife. He waited to choose the new princess and wanted to choose on his own, but he was not allowed to do so. Most of the young women he knew had some flaw, making them an unsuitable choice. Dagmar, one of his childhood playmates, thinks she is entitled to be the next princess just because she has known him a long time. Another childhood playmate, Kirsten, is just the opposite of Dagmar. She is very shy and comes from one of the poorest families in the kingdom. Hans's mother, Astrid, loves her son dearly, but sometimes can be overprotective. Nevertheless, she does help Hans in the selection process. To complicate matters further, a number of young women from different countries each seeks to be princess. If this is too much for you to remember, just follow the flow of the story and things should become clearer.
Featured in the cast are Logan McCafferty, Laura K. Henderson, Sarah Lynn Roddice, Zaynee Miller, Jen Hebben, Stephanie Skinner, Ellen Bennett, and Jake Burrell.
Our story begins in the courtyard of the palace with a conversation between the prince and his mother.
Mother, I know you are trying to help me fight the right princess, but why can't I do this my own way?
Because this is a fairy story and things have to be complicated. We are supposed to have a contest to determine who is best suited for this job. But maybe we could avoid the contest if you would accept your old childhood friend, Dagmar.
I don't think so. She is always playing mean tricks. Haven't you noticed how she's always insulting me? She wouldn't be a good princess, let alone a queen. Look more closely at her. She's in cahoots with that devious Transylvanian sorcerer father brought to the court years ago, Igor.
Did I hear my name? Oh, it is you, Prince. May I be of service? Still looking for a princess? Why not Dagmar? Don't you remember the potions I taught her? Potions that can give you everlasting life!
No, thanks. I don't need your potions, and I have outgrown Dagmar.
You don't realize she's your perfect match. You need to go outside more and start sword fighting and jousting with Dagmar, but use real swords and javelins, not those fake ones you played with when you were kids.
I don't know what Dagmar sees in you. You must have hypnotized her. I wouldn't be surprised if Rasputin was your brother. Would you please make like a tree and leave? I ought to banish you.
Just ignore Igor's son. You should feel sorry for him. He didn't have loving parents. And Dagmar isn't insulting you. She's just trying to get your attention.
Speak of the devil. Here she is riding that absurd old horse.
Here you are, Hans. I have been searching for you hither and yon, mostly yon. Have you been hiding from me?
See what I mean, Mother. You call Dagmar a future princess. She's no longer my old sweet childhood friend.
Please be patient, my dear son.
Oh, never mind. If you're going to whisper about me, I know when I'm not wanted. I'm out of here.
I wish your father was here to have a good talk with you. He'd help you in ways I simply cannot.
Unfortunately, I hardly remember him. He left the kingdom when I was only 8 years old.
That's because he ran off with a chorus girl.
But now she is his loyal second wife, and he's much happier.
Well, let bygones be bygones.
I really don't miss him because Bjorn, your second husband, is nice to me. He taught me how to win at poker, dice, and the roulette wheel without ever being caught cheating.
You're making that up, Hans, because you can't accept the divorce.
Whatever.
I am not through with you, Hans. Now that your mother has left, I have come back so we can have a proper talk.
Ow, that hurts.
You deserve it for ignoring me. Why won't you come out and play?
I ignore you because I'm an adult now and you are still a kid and a brat.
Come out and help me throw snows at those groupies who always hang out in the courtyard trying to seduce you.
You know I won't do that. Besides, the next princess might be one of them.
Poppycock, I have looked at them and none of them are worthy of you.
We will see about that. Meanwhile, if you still love me as you claim, why don't you enter into the competition?
I wouldn't lower myself to compete with anyone else when I know I am your best qualified woman you could ever find if you search the wide world over.
Let us now return to the castle and the queen's plans to find the right princess.
Hans, I think part of your problem is your worship of Hamlet, that other Danish prince who claims that his uncle killed his father in order to be king himself. Stop imitating him. He's a wishy-washy guy. But never mind. I conferred with Maurice, the master of the bedchamber. He gave me 20 mattresses from beds not used. Here's Maurice to describe our plan.
Here's my test for the best way to choose the right princess. Have each candidate climb this tower of these queen-size mattresses. We chose queen-size because one of these candidates will be your queen someday. At the bottom of the pile, we will place a fresh green pea plucked fresh from the royal garden. Each prospective princess will be required to sleep on this tower of mattresses for the night. She will not be told why she must undergo this test, but in the morning she must answer just one question: how did you sleep? If she says she slept fine or just okay, she's eliminated from the contention. But if she says she slept badly because she felt an uncomfortable bulge at the bottom of the pile, then she is to be your new princess.
This is the wackiest idea I've ever heard.
My dear Queen and Prince, Igor and Dagmar just told me about this test for selecting the next princess. I sort of like the idea, but I suggest a significant change. My family was poor, the victim of a cruel giant who stole most of our possessions. One day, as I was going to market, a friendly troll suggested I sell the family cow for a handful of magic beans. He said if I planted them, one would grow into a giant beanstalk. The troll was right. Well, the moral of this story is that I would like to give you one of those beans. Plant the bean and watch the beanstalk tower up. Only a very sensitive, nimble young woman will be able to climb the beanstalk without falling. The woman who wins this test qualifies as your next princess. Isn't this an easier test than detecting a pea at the bottom of 20 mattresses?
Thanks for the offer, Jack, but I don't trust it. A bean is no substitute for a pea.
Let us meet the prospective princesses one by one to see how they meet the detection of the pea test. Each candidate comes from a different part of the world. The first candidate is Gladys from Brooklyn.
So it was a long plane ride from LaGuardia to Copenhagen. I hope the trip is worth it.
I'm the prince you get to marry if you win. All you need to do is climb to the top of that pile of mattresses, sleep the night, and answer one question in the morning.
Yes, it's as simple as that.
There has to be a catch, some sort of trick. I thought this was like Miss America, and I'd have to wear a bathing suit and compete in a talent contest. I have never heard of such a contest as weird as this. You're putting me on, right?
No, there's no trick. Just climb the ladder to the top of this pile of mattresses, make yourself comfortable, sleep the night, and answer one question.
Do I get the question in advance?
No, that would be cheating.
Okay, but do I have to climb up that tall ladder?
No problem. Take the elevator instead.
Gotcha. Okay, here goes. Oh, this is nice. Better mattress than in my dumpy apartment back home. Oh. Oy vey. Oy vey. Well, here I am, awake.
How did you sleep?
Just fine.
Okay, that's it. We have some other candidates to see, but when that's over, we will call you.
That's all there is? What's the trick? Did you videotape me?
Not at all, young lady. We wouldn't dare.
Okay, thanks for the free night's sleep. And Prince, you are charming, just like we're in a fairy tale.
Well, Mother, I think I am glad she lost, because she was too sarcastic. I doubt we will be good for one another.
Yes, I agree. Maybe her disposition has something to do with living in such a cramped, overcrowded city such as New York.
The next candidate comes from Georgia, USA. Well, I declare, y'all got a right fine place here. You got a plantation behind the palace, got a good cotton crop.
Absolutely not. The Civil War is over. Your ancestors lost.
I do beg your pardon. I sometimes have trouble escaping that book written about my great cousin, Scarlett O'Hara, Gone with the Wind. You do know, Prince, you are as handsome as Rhett Butler.
Well, that may be, but let's get on task. All you have to do is climb to that top mattress, sleep the night, and tell us how you slept in the morning.
Gracious me, sir. You have the oddest idea as a test to become your princess. Why not take time to get acquainted? And then, if you wanted me, woo me.
I'm sorry, Miss Scarlett, but that is not how the process works here in Denmark.
Well, okay. In for a dime, in for a dollar. But I still think this is a very eccentric custom. But here goes.
Well, Miss Scarlett, how did you sleep?
Tolerable. But I had a dream the whole city of Atlanta was on fire.
Any other thing you want to tell us about the night?
Well, isn't that enough? I come all the way to Denmark just to have a nightmare, and you ask me if I have something else to tell you?
I do wish it were otherwise myself, Miss Scarlett, but this is the game we have to play. We don't have a choice in the matter. But thank you. We will let you know soon if you win my hand in marriage.
Oh, if I win, I would want more than your hand. I think the rest of you, in addition to the hand, would be better.
Mom, I think I could do worse than Miss Scarlett. I like her spirit, and besides, she's easy on the eyes.
How many times do I have to remind you that true beauty comes from character, not just physical appearance? But never mind, she did not pass the test, so she's out of contention.
The next contestant is Jacqueline, a young woman from Paris. So this is the Prince of Denmark. This is true, monsieur?
It is, and welcome to my castle. I hope your trip was uneventful.
I would not say so. There were vagabonds following us as soon as we crossed the sea into your kingdom.
Preying on you and our kingdom, this is an outrage. Did they harm you or steal anything?
No, I think they were just having fun with us.
My, that is not my idea of fun.
It was nothing important. I have seen much worse on the streets of Paris.
Still, I am sorry you had this trouble. We have little of such nonsense in Denmark.
Never mind. I want to learn more about this contest to become the princess. I am very good at all kinds of competitions, so I look forward to it.
All you have to do is sleep the night on the top mattress there and answer one question in the morning.
Ridiculously simple. And here I came wishing to show you how I am very smart as well as very beautiful.
You can climb the ladder or use the elevator.
No, I wish to show you I am a good mountain climber. I just happen to bring my climbing boots and gear. I like it up here. This will be a piece of croissant, or do you say a piece of cake?
And how did you sleep, mademoiselle?
Oh, never better, my prince sweet.
That is all we need to know. If you win, we will call you soon.
That is all. No questions difficult to answer? I think something rotten in Denmark is.
Well, that lady is out of the question, even if we had no test.
Mother, you are being too picky. I love Jacqueline's sense of humor. But you're right, she didn't pass the test.
The next candidate is from Berlin, Germany.
I want to see the prince before the contest to see if he is my type. Something seems fishy here.
Young ladies, there is nothing fishy here except the abundant cod from the nearby ocean.
And who you are?
I am the prince's mother and the official judge of who is best suited to be my son's wife.
This is very strange. Mutters shouldn't interfere with this contest.
Never mind my Mother, Fraulein. She is just looking after my best interests. She is an important consultant helping me choose my princess. Please climb this ladder to the top of these mattresses, sleep the night, and tell us how you slept in the morning.
Jawohl! I will order it follows like I learned in police academy.
Police Academy?
Yeah, that is my intended profession if I don't marry you.
I'm afraid you will have to give up this plan if you become a princess.
I could not be both princess and cop.
Nein. I mean, no.
Oh well, why not?
Guten Morgen, Hildegard. Is that good morning in German?
Yeah, you will be better husband if you're bilingual.
But first things first, how did you sleep?
Okay, except I dreamt about Robin of Hood taking me from castle across the moat into Forest Sherwood. There I met poor people Robin Hood give money to and Robin's roly-poly friend called Tuck the Friar.
Anything else about your feelings during the night?
9. Except why 20 mattresses? Why not just one? Or at least many fewer than 20?
Never mind that, those are just the rules.
I your pardon beg?
We will let you know soon if you are the wiener.
I will wait on the tenterhooks. Did you know that tenterhooks come from trees grown in Black Forest of my country?
Our next contestant comes from Ireland.
My name is Shannon. I hope you're not up to any shenanigans here.
And what was that word, Shannon?
Shenanigans, a form of blarney or mischief. Mischief that adds spice to life. The kind of good fun we have back home, with or without leprechauns.
Well, that would be allowed as long as it is only good-spirited fun, but you might not even try this contest if you meant mean-spirited mischief. We've had quite enough of that here.
Begorra, it'd be none of that at all. But it would be the kind of singing, for instance, you Danes probably don't know.
Oh, really? We do have some good Danish songs, as well as lots of good fairy tales by the uncle after who I am named, the first Hans Christian Andersen.
Well, have you heard this one? When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like the morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing.
That is indeed lovely.
And that is not all. I play the Irish bagpipes, whistle, and fiddle as well.
Well, that is all fine and good, but first things first. To enter this contest, you must sleep the night on that top mattress.
Oh, Mother Macree, if that be not like Mount Galtimore back in the old country. Well, here goes, but I wouldn't mind a wee push, Prince, to get me started. Aye. Aye.
Well, how did you spend the night?
Well, 'twas one of the best nights I've had since I was a wee lass in my mother's arms, rocked to sleep near our sheep farm back in Killarney.
And that is all you can describe about the night you just spent?
I think so. Oh, yes, I forgot. I think I heard the Clancy boys singing, rehearsing for their next concert.
Well, thank you, Shannon. It has been a pleasure getting to know you just a little. Expect to hear with us within a week or so.
The next candidate is Maria from Mexico City.
Welcome to Denmark, senorita.
Ay, 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 this is a grand castle.
And it can be our home if you win the contest and become my princess. Let me show you to the bedchamber. But you seem nervous. All you need to do is climb to the top mattress and spend the night.
Well, I have been doing Pilates and long-distance running, so climbing that ladder shouldn't be difficult. But I hope I can sleep since I just had a siesta on the plane right here.
We can provide a non-prescription sleeping pill.
No, that might give me a bad sleep, and wouldn't he still be cheating unless the other women took the same pill as well?
I admire your integrity.
That is me, fair and square. Good princess material, si, senor?
Why, yes, of course. I would have no princess who wasn't totally honest.
Well, I will start the climbing. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
How did you sleep, señorita?
Muy bueno. Very good, like a bambina in her cradle.
And you have nothing else to tell us?
No, not at all. Did I miss something I was supposed to feel?
Oh, no, that is all. We will let you know soon if you are the winner.
Well, muy gracias for the free night's sleep. If I win, I would like you to visit my country. We don't have such harsh winters and our people are more friendly than you Danes. Would you like to visit my country?
We cannot afford the time.
No, Mother, we could. I would afford the time. I have never visited your part of the world, Maria, and would gladly accept your invitation.
All the more reason to consider me carefully. A couple who are open to learning new things from one another is off to a goody start in a marriage.
I agree with that. We will have to see.
The contest is getting more intriguing with each new contestant. Each young lady brings her own nation's particular perspective to Denmark, and the prince in turn will expand his horizons no matter who wins. If he ever had a narrow nationalistic perspective, he sure is unlearning those limitations as he's introduced to each new potential princess.
Well, who is next?
Well, finally, I have returned home to Copenhagen, my childhood home, until I was kidnapped and sent to that terrible old house with that terrible old witch, keeping me confined with her two wicked daughters. I do wonder if Hans will recognize me after all these years. Hello, Hans. Do you recognize me?
No, I don't think so. But you look a lot like that girl called Goldilocks.
I know I do. We get mixed up all the time, but I can assure you I am not that girl.
Well, I give up. Your face seems to ring a bell, but not with a big ding-a-dong.
Never mind. I don't expect you to remember me. I was forced to live here when I was only 7 years old.
Oh, I think I remember now. We used to play together after school, right?
Right.
And your name was Cindy, short for Cinderella, correct?
No, the name is wrong, but my story is like hers. You don't have to remember me. I am just so glad I escaped the clutches of that witch who kidnapped me and forced me to be a maidservant, scrubbing floors and taking care of her pigs and heavy lifting and all manner of other never-ending chores.
Now I remember. That was the story where a shoe is left by mistake on the ballroom floor and the handsome prince comes by the next day after the ball to see if the shoe fits either of your sisters.
You do remember that made-up fairy tale correctly, but I am not Cinderella or Goldilocks, even though I used to play with bears. But without going into details, suffice it to say that once I ran away from my wicked stepmother, I read the Danish newspaper from the bookmobile and saw your advertisement for the princess contest and decided I would make the long journey here to see if I might qualify. I hope I'm not too late.
You are just in time as there were no more applicants and we were about to close down.
I am glad I am not too late. It's no big deal if I don't win because I can always find a job scrubbing floors again. And besides, remember, I grew up here and I know Danish.
That's true. I only wish I could remember who you are.
Never mind. If I win the contest, I will tell you the name I had when I was here, not the one the old witch gave me. So, let's see. I need to climb that ladder and sleep the night, right?
Yes, but how did you know that before we told you the rules? We didn't describe the rules in the advertisement, just that we were looking for a suitable princess.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that here is a very tall pile of mattresses and a ladder reaching way up there to the top mattress. Not hard to figure out that mattresses are for sleeping.
Well, how did you sleep?
Not well. How about you? I hope you had a better night than I did.
I slept well. Thanks for asking.
Hello?
Mothers, this is a good sign. None of the other women asked after my welfare.
Can you tell us why you didn't sleep well?
It was perhaps the worst night's sleep I ever had. I thought at first the bed was just right, but not for long. I felt that there was some kind of lump underneath the mattress that kept rolling round and interfering with my sleep. No sooner would I start to sleep than I was awakened by this object that felt like someone had left a rock right below the mattress. Maybe I was dreaming all this, but it sure felt real.
Hooray!
Well, that's encouraging. Does this mean I have won?
Yes, 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 come on down.
What a strange test. Will you show me the rock underneath the top mattress?
It isn't a rock, it's one tiny pea. And it was not underneath the top mattress, but underneath all 20 of them.
What? How could I have possibly felt that?
You felt it because you are especially sensitive.
But this is most strange. Is this some sort of alternative reality?
You might think so, but no, this is the here and now.
Okay, if you say so. I need to pinch myself to see if I am not dreaming, but what about all the other contestants? Surely they were better looking and had better clothing than these poor rags I'm wearing.
Oh, that doesn't matter at all. None of them had the keen sensitivity of you. They were, for the most part, too full of themselves.
They sure were. They were entertaining, that's for sure, but they didn't have that special inner glow I sense in you. And none of them except you was kind enough to ask me how I slept. But you must clear up a mystery. You said you were my playmate years ago when we were kids. Is your name?
It's Kirsten.
Kirsten! Oh, how silly of me. I should have recognized you right away. Now it's all coming back to me. We had some great times back when we didn't have any cousins of old.
But that was then and this is now. I don't know if I am up to the job of being princess, and that means I will become the queen later on.
Oh, yes, that's for sure, but that might take a while. I am only 70 now.
Oh my. This is going to take some getting used to. I have spent so many years as a poor scullery maid, I don't really know if I have anything like royalty in me.
That's the whole point. You have such humility, modesty, and kindness that your imprisonment with the witch matters not at all. I welcome you to my kingdom. You are just the kind of partner I need, the kind of princess I dreamed of.
And with the blessing of Hans's mother and the glad tidings of everyone else in the kingdom, Hans and Kirsten were married without too much pomp and circumstance. They had many children, and more grandchildren, and great-grandchildren than can easily be counted. And so they lived happily ever after in one of our best kingdoms in the world.
You have been listening to The Princess and the Pea, a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, very freely adopted by David Isaacson. The show was directed by Sarah E. MacLean, with sound effects by Gary Brown and Michael Waldschlager II, and sound engineering by Lester Batts of Sound Solutions and Martin Clem of Kalamazoo Recording. Music was composed by Hal Hobson Morse and performed by Hal Hobson Morse and Debbie Phillips. This non-profit performance is copyrighted by All Ears Theater. Any resemblance to persons, living or dead, or characters, places, or incidents is purely coincidental. This is your announcer, Jake Burrell, thanking you for listening tonight and inviting you to visit us again for another episode of All Ears Theater.